The tests revealed damage in my left kidney and liver. There were also signs of metastasis. I needed further treatment. The surgery and treatment gave me hope. When I got the call from Riga about the project Climb for Cancer and was invited to take part, I happily agreed. First, I want to challenge myself. Secondly, I want to honor the memory of Professor Aina Mucenietsa. I'm dedicating the climb to her and my granddaughter Aina Elsunkayev, who I had named after the great scientist.
Tears were streaming down my face as I left the oncology center. I was waiting to die. A month went by and I realized I'm not dying. Another month passed and I was still here. I decided that there are things I still have to do. Are you going to post online? I'll try. I won't be here though. We'll be climbing mountains in support of cancer patients. The dream is to conquer Bhutan route. How many peaks were there? There are 11 mountain passes, 7 of which are over 4,800 meters high. Mont Blanc is 4,810 meters high. That would already be something. All this started only recently. It started when I was diagnosed with the first cancer. I became stubborn. I knew I wasn't going to sit around waiting for my final hour.
Well, I do know that if you ever face a challenge in your life, that there's always time to stop, think about it, and make a wise decision. So you don't need to rush into something that you might regret later.
I really want to overcome myself and show the world that we're just like everyone else. Prove that the treatment wasn't for nothing. Prove to ourselves that we're able to live. That's why we're undergoing treatment, to prove it to ourselves, not to others.
Not everyone goes for the top, not even the regular groups that climb Mont Blanc. Of course, we're all scared. No one knows what awaits us there. I hope each of us get to reach at least one peak.
Anyone who comes close to cancer becomes a seeker. They seek a way to be with their loved ones for as long as possible. The 8 heroes of our story, all seekers from different corners of the world, came together in the expedition Climb for Cancer to embark on one of the most extraordinary adventures of their lives, to climb Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in the Alps and in all of Europe. Here's a look back at their experience.
My head is spinning.
Welcome.
Hi.
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 Hi. A never-ending trip. Long one. 4 flights, a train, 2 trains. If any of the ladies need a size small, I have one. The good pouring means good drinking. For many of you, the very fact of being here is probably already a great adventure. It's also your first victory. In a way, an escape from reality and a change of scenery. In the next few days, it'll give you a sense of something new happening in your life.
Next to Mont Blanc lies the town of Chamonix, the go-to starting point for mountaineers on their quest to the summit. Mountaineering is a challenge for everyone. To reach the highest peaks, one must cross glaciers, loose snow, cracks, and steep slopes. It requires serious preparation and training, not to mention conditioning to get the body used to breathing the thin air while embarking to the top of the mountain. In the summer, Chamonix is also a popular alpine training location. Mont Blanc, the third most visited natural attraction in the world, is also the most dangerous mountain in Europe. Nearly 100 people perish in the Mont Blanc Massif every year. The Climb for Cancer expedition sets off from Les Gaillards, a climbing area with 140 training routes, some of which are nearly 100 meters high.
Our goal is to learn how to take those first scary steps and not to be afraid. Make sure the rope is holding you. It's impossible to slip out. You can move the rope a bit, but it's best not to hold on to the rope at all. If you slip, try to fall on your side, so you can support yourself on your arms. The rope is holding you. Don't have to hold it.
My name is Kristina Yakovenko. I'm 45 years old and I'm from the Ukraine. I was diagnosed with melanoma in late 2012. It's stage 4 skin cancer, the most harmful one. Nothing could have prepared me for it. I was 40 at the time, a completely normal, healthy person, raising my children and running a business. I hadn't thought about illness, and I'd never imagined something like that could happen to me. It turned out a single damaged birthmark could end my life. The doctors gave me 6 months, 12 months at the most. At the time, I'd already had the surgery and palliative chemotherapy. I can't say that I became worse, I just kept getting near the end every day. I reached out to clinics around the world. They turned me away, so I started researching melanoma to find out what it is and what's happening to me. I found something, a short article on a clinic in Latvia. I realized that's what I needed and what I'd been looking for. After 4.5 years of treatment and active therapy, I feel well enough to travel. I can get through flights, I can go to the Alps and climb mountains. And treatment hasn't even ended yet. Virotherapy is a type of treatment that's very easy on the body and isn't harmful at all. It doesn't deplete an ounce of bodily resources. It's been shown that the people who have received it and had success don't end up sedentary. This treatment doesn't cause any additional fatigue and doesn't destroy the red blood cells. It's good that patients' bodies do not experience any additional strain. On the contrary, their immune systems have some extra support. I'm scared. I'm going down.
But you can do it like before, to the edge and again to lean back. Take, wait, take care. Slowly, slowly.
What's that? Our eagle. An eagle from the mountain. One of the goals of the Aina Mutsunitsa Virotherapy Foundation is to popularize cancer treatments that are gentle and safe, to encourage patients to create communities, socialize, organize events, and inspire each other. To show the acute patients finding themselves at a dead end or on an unexpected turn that the diagnosis doesn't mean it's over. It can mean the opposite. This horrible diagnosis can make a person reconsider their habits and values and try something new. Okay, let's go.
Morning.
How do you feel, Jane, today?
Fabulous, ready to climb.
Today we plan to take the route from the cable car station to the glaciers. The altitude is already 1 kilometer higher than yesterday. Right now it's about 2 kilometers. We're going up to 2 kilometers 200 meters. 2 hours up, 2 hours down. Then we'll see what we're capable of. You can already feel the altitude. Down there it's just 1 kilometer. Here it's already more than 2.
I get a text from Einar's, and he had found my blood pictures on Facebook that showed the exaggerated white blood cells from virus. He invited me to be part of this group of cancer-fighting warriors to attempt Mount Blanc. Blueberries on the mountain in France. Not bad. Not bad. Originally, I said no because I knew I had this issue. One thing that did not rebound was my air sacs that had been damaged through the years of no oxygen. And so when I go up in elevation, my oxygen drops and drops But later I thought about it as he communicated with me more, and I thought, no, I must be crazy. What an amazing experience, just meeting all these other cancer warriors, just talking about their stories and seeing their strength and their determination and their will to live and to battle this and to survive and to be in the beautiful, beautiful country of France, in this beautiful little town in the French Alps. So I thought, I better reconsider. And so I said yes, and so here I am. My life before I had cancer, I've always been very active, and I've always enjoyed the outdoors and biking and hiking and living just a full Colorado explorer type life. Just one morning when I woke up and I got in my car, I could no longer see the green highway signs for the exit ramps. And I thought, this is weird. And I kept rubbing my eyes, thinking I must have sleep or something in my eyes, and my vision never got clearer, and it got worse during that trip. And I was sent to the oncologist immediately because they discovered that I had ocular melanoma in my eye, which is a deadly type of cancer that metastasizes usually to the brain, liver, or lungs within the first 3 months. And I knew that if anyone ever had cancer in my family or my realm of influence, that we would never choose chemo or radiation. So as we searched further, we found that there was a virus, one thing that we found on all of the earth that came from Latvia. And this virus actually unmasks the stem cells, ramps up your immune system so that now my own immune system can see these stem cells and take them out. And we just knew right away we had to find a way to receive this virus.
La Jontière, one of the glaciers of the French Alps, is the biggest in the Mont Blanc Massif, stretching 9 kilometers from its start all the way to the Chamonix Valley. As many glaciers, La Jontière is shrinking. From 2004 to 2009, its length has decreased by 11 meters. It may be that we are the last generation to witness this marvel of nature.
Great, thank you. Where are you? Oh,
It's okay.
Watching Jane do it so easily and with a smile on her face, I felt a little embarrassed about getting the odd ache or losing my breath. I think it's doable, you just have to keep going slowly. Today was easy, completely fine. Nothing to complain about. I'm moving up and waiting for tomorrow. These people are fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Life is beautiful. The world is beautiful. A lot of emotions, a lot of excitement. The second climb was an important step forward. Soon we'll be on Europe's rooftop. Some friends of mine told me about virotherapy. I didn't think too long. I thought for a day. And 2 days after surgery, I told my friends I'd do it. I've been taking the medication every month for a year and a half. No side effects whatsoever. I tell my friends it feels like everything inside me has gained a new strength. My outer shell remains the same, arms, legs, and all. But my inner world and attitude towards life has radically changed. I want to go further, higher. I want to do the impossible.
In the 1960s, Professor Aine Muceniece, one of Latvia's greatest scientists, led a team of researchers of the Latvian Institute of Microbiology and Virology to discover that human intestinal viruses can kill tumors. To conduct further research, Muceniece founded the Cancer Virotherapy Laboratory in 1965. Upon the analysis of 60 intestinal viruses, 5 were deemed the most effective in fighting cancer cells. One of them was named the Riga virus. Extensive studies were carried out and permission was granted to use the virus in clinical practice. But the process was delayed due to the shifting political climate. Aine Muceniece witnessed the revival of the research very late in life. She received several national accolades and was rightfully acknowledged as the founder of cancer virotherapy. Aine Muceniece's research is a godsend. Almost like a second mother, she has given many patients another chance to live.
She deserves the Nobel Prize. I'll show you her autograph. And then what cancer looks like. See, the red is the tumor, and this, the virus, slowly eating it. It started on my back when I was working at the pool. There was a tiny birthmark. There's pigmentation, and there are birthmarks, and it came off. I started feeling worse and worse. I couldn't run anymore. I stopped swimming. On the weekends, when I was out by the sea with my daughter, I couldn't breathe. I felt my strength waning. I couldn't put my finger on it. I went to see the doctor and had the surgery. As soon as the tumor came out, the oxygen got in and set everything off. I instantly developed metastasis in the lymph nodes under my armpit. It swelled up. I didn't know what was happening. Turns out it was melanoma. The doctor told me to go to Muceniece immediately, so I began seeing her. She lived in Dorbala. She made me an entire list of what to do. She studied the cells, counted them, told me what medicine and injections to take. She regulated everything based on my blood work. I did it year after year until her death. Before she passed, she told me I was healthy again.
Bonne journée, merci.
Day 3 sees our heroes going one station higher, from L'Argentière to Le Grand Motet, at an altitude of 3,300 meters, where the snow and ice are constant, even in the summer. Rigorous training sessions are held right here by the lifts in preparation for any possible climbing scenarios. In the mountains, one false move could cost you your life.
How far are we going?
Today we're going to that glacier. See where that sun hits?
Yesterday it seemed pretty easy. Today it seems like it's going to be difficult. Not physically, but because of the fear. I was already scared when the cable car got stuck. We took the stairs, but we got there. Look how far we've come. Everything's great. We have to keep going up. If it goes well, they're going to give us crampons.
I'm strong and that I can do this. And that so many people are willing to help me. Someone carrying my oxygen, another person holding my hand so I can see where to step. Without an eye and without the oxygen, I could never do this without everyone's support. And I am so thankful, so grateful, and so ready for this challenge.
My head is spinning from the height. I'm probably the craziest, most extreme of the patients, climbing mountains during such an active period of therapy with all the injections.
We've gone up very fast. It's more than 3 kilometers high. The heartbeat intensifies and you feel like breathing more. It's completely normal. The body must get used to this altitude. So we're going for a walk up and down the snow, nice and easy. Zoya!
How's it going? Put your feet like this. Lean forward. It's my first time on a mountain like this. The snow seems soft, but there's ice underneath. We stepped on the ice, that was scary. My leg failed me a bit. It hurt where I'd fractured it.
Let's take a break. No need to hurry. We're nearly 3.5 kilometers high. Let's take a break. We go higher up. We go out on the glacier. This requires a new set of skills. People need to get used to things like avoiding falling into crevasses. You can't go too close. You must follow the instructor very precisely. Come closer. Pull yourselves closer. As you get higher up, there's walking over steep, icy slopes with crampons and using ice picks and screws for security. There's a lot to know, and it has to be picked up slowly. Climbing a mountain without training is an enormous risk.
Our goal was to get them to at least try.
Encourage them too.
And encourage them.
It's understandable and perfectly human for a person to be afraid of heights, unknown situations and experiences. But there are people around with whom they have to cooperate. And these people can help them feel safer. Climbing is a huge challenge, not only externally to achieve something, because many can't do it, but also internally. To discover your boundaries, your capabilities, and your willpower. To understand what you're afraid of and how to overcome it. That, I think, is the essence of this challenge. What happens when the route team heads downwards? The person who was last is now the first. You are going. You're the leader now. Solajan will follow you. Unhook it. I got it. I got it.
I feel I did more than I'm capable of today, because my greatest fear is heights. It keeps getting crazier and more difficult, so overcoming that fear is really hard for me.
A very steep slope, nearly 45 degrees or more. I slid down twice already. I was dizzy, not sure why. I may have overdone it. I continued climbing more slowly. We climbed to an altitude of 3,300 meters. I didn't expect to do it with my diagnosis. I've never been that high up, even back home, and now I'm on top of a glacier. I'm here with this international group of people completely by chance, and I'm extremely proud. I'm proud I've made so many friends. This is a new story, a new life for me. I've said goodbye to the old one, leaving only memories. Thank you for being here. A big thanks to our doctor, Linda.
The team was extremely supportive. I can say I got a second father today. Be careful. The cat is also coming. Come here. I had to wait 10 or 14 days after surgery, after they took the sample. Then I had to call them. It could go either way, benign or malignant. It was a nightmare. I had hoped that it would be all right. When I made the call, they told me I had to go to the hospital. I walked in, and the doctor told me I had melanoma, but I wasn't to worry because it was stage 1. It was on my leg, so I was on crutches. I didn't talk about it much because a lot of people knew that I'd had the surgery. They kept asking me about my tests, and I kept answering that everything was all right. A few people knew, but on that day my whole world turned upside down. The first thing that came into my mind was, who was going to raise my children? Emily wasn't born yet. On the day I found out, no one told me what to do. No one told me they were going to give me some treatment. It was simply like this: you have cancer, off you go. It was a huge shock. I took it as punishment. I kept asking the big question, why me? Over these past years, I've witnessed what it means to live. I'm actually living, breathing in and breathing out, without constantly thinking the same thing over and over. I'm happy with what I have. I'll keep climbing till I reach the top. It's going to be a reward, a source of pride. That's what matters. That's why we're climbing. I'm incredibly dizzy. I'm out of breath, my heart is racing. I'm walking like I've never walked before. My hands are shaking. If I start stumbling, I won't be able to walk. I hope it'll pass. One of the main concerns was how the patients would endure and how their bodies would adapt to the altitude. Although we did it gradually, you have to keep the diagnosis in mind and know that these people have been through serious therapy with various side effects on the heart. If you feel dizzy and sick, I feel all right, but my head is spinning so bad I need to hold on to something. Their bodies aren't as tolerant. They can't adapt as quickly. They need more time. But when you give them time, everything runs its course. You have to do it nice and easy. Breathe, breathe. She's falling. Before the illness, I ran a transportation business. Then I had an extremely stressful episode, which caused my condition to flare up. Without even realizing it, I burned out within a month and a half. Then came surgery, chemotherapy and radiation therapy. I kept losing my life's potential. After my fourth chemotherapy, I was in bed and couldn't get up without help. I didn't believe I could get rid of the disease and get back on my feet. I'd lost faith and prayed to God for the end, so I'd stop torturing my loved ones. At that point, my family took me to Riga to see a doctor. When Dr. Dita looked at my test results, she said she wasn't surprised how I got there, but how I was still alive. The tests showed no chance of survival.
Medical emergency, click down.
Dr. Dita said she'd treat me. I got out of bed after a week. After a month I was driving again. I'd already started taking tourists to Finland. I started working. Life had started all over again. It was a miracle. Miracles happen when you're on the verge of life and death, when you feel the walls caving in and the end seems very near. And then you receive the gift of a lifetime. God spared my life. I can't, I'm going to start crying. Best of luck, everyone. Thank you for your support. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you today, I really am. All that matters is that you're well. I'm very sorry. Good luck, everyone, fingers crossed. All that matters is that you reach your destination.
The peak L'Aiguille du Midi is even higher, at 3,842 meters. This crest has been on the minds of alpine climbers from around the world for more than 50 years. Nearly 500,000 tourists visit the peak every year. A 20-minute cable car ride can transport you from the town center to pure alpine bliss.
If someone falls, you immediately jump to the other side. All right?
If you don't want to go on, we'll understand. It's up to you to decide how far to go. This may well already be enough. We're already very high up. We've decided I'll go first. The Ferrari goes first. Let's see how this Ferrari handles snow.
Let's go.
Easy. Watch your steps. Keep your eyes on your feet. It's okay to cry. You made it. Well done, you made it.
We did it. We made it after all.
If you think we're just out here for a walk, think again. My illusions are gone. It's like a war. There's danger everywhere.
The despair I felt yesterday is gone. No regrets. I love it. It's beautiful. Let's keep going.
It's not just ice cream, but life has another taste.
Yes.
These people don't cease to amaze me.
The next climb to the Hameo Albert Premier lodging isn't easy either. Although the destination is only 600 meters higher than the lifts, the altitude is now 2,702 meters, revealing a magnificent view of Chamonix Valley. The climb is 3 hours long, a considerable challenge for any climber.
Great, things are looking up. Let's finish this, guys. Did I drop it?
It was a great day. We start morning around 11 o'clock, ascend to mountain, and we had hiking around 3 hours enough to get to the hut. It is almost 2,700 meters, and really it was excited to see the people how they are fighting. They want to be here, so it was amazing really to be with them, to get him to this point, and we are excited.
It was hard for me. It was hard for the other members of the team too, but they all made it. Well done, Zolijan. Well done, everyone. The training and conditioning we did today was very useful. Tomorrow, we'll try reaching the first peak fully equipped. It's a day of excitement and inspiration for me as well. Jane, who's decided she's reached her highest point, still wants to go further. She'd be willing to climb tomorrow if someone carried her oxygen tank and if it were physically possible. Yevgeny, I take my hat off to that man. I found out yesterday he's 75. He's climbing mountains at 75. He's battled his diagnosis and undergone treatment.
And tomorrow morning he's going for the peak.
And tomorrow he's going with us to the peak. These people are an inspiration. I had a very active lifestyle. Ski camps all year long, in the Carpathians, in Estonia. I have many friends from those days. I swam on the Latvian national team. I was a record holder. My body's used to it, and I always need to be in shape. To me, to move is to live. If you don't move, you don't live. I can say it in verse. Life is a battle, but it also brings us joy. I remember it whenever I close my eyes and my heart soars. Life is a battle, but it also brings us joy.
Early the next morning, the strongest of the patients, Evgeny and Indra, are joined by the accompanying team. They are going on a training route before taking on Mont Blanc, if you will, a kind of qualifying round for the White Mountain. Traveling as a rope team, they cross snow and ice, while enduring bitter cold, thin air, and sudden cracks.
Don't stomp your feet. Now cross that bridge. Steady. No, lower than that. Now over the bridge.
Right? And you can do it the same.
I'm a bit scared. This is serious. I ask myself if I need that little bit at the end, but I do. The summit has to be reached.
Okay. Don't let go.
Yevgeny is a former professional athlete. He still has the capacity. Most of his life has been in sports. He's been very active, so he's well trained and his oxygenation is very good. However, his age still increases the risk. I believe it helps with the recovery. It helps you to do something instead of sitting around in fear. You can live with the diagnosis and still do things that are completely surreal. You can. It's a good way to get it out of your head. That's why I think it's 3 times more important for them than for someone healthy. It's an adventure, it's letting go, it's courage and overcoming oneself. They're heroes. This is for other cancer patients as well. You don't have to climb a mountain. It's more about the choice to live and do things.
She doesn't. I would like to say that I'm very, very sad that I'm leaving. And when I booked my ticket, I thought I would want to be going because I would be in a house with a bunch of strangers. But you guys aren't strangers anymore. And so that makes me very sad. I've been sad while I was packing tonight. I just have never met such generous, loving, caring people. I mean, really, truly, like, you guys can run up the mountain and you're so patient and kind. And you too, you can run up the mountain and everyone's
You too,
just,
you can too, you can do it, yes.
But everyone is just so, even when we don't know what we're saying, we can hug and we can smile. and it's just, and our hugs. We don't know what we're saying, but we love each other. And it's just been so mind-blowing to me that I could meet all these people and not want to leave you guys.
See, those are all snow clouds. Up there since Tuesday. The best thing would be to head up there tonight and try tomorrow morning, right? Yeah. Let's do it then. The weather forecast is slightly better than it was predicted yesterday.
For tomorrow?
Rain and thunderstorms every night, very turbulent.
The wind up there in the morning is about 40 kilometers per hour. The day after it's already 70 kilometers per hour.
Well, Indra,
I'm going to climb.
we're heading up there today then.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
I hear you're also getting ready. I'm always ready, you know. But I promised the doctor. Well, don't tell her. You reached 700 vertical meters yesterday. That was very brave. The first peak of your life. It's certainly an achievement. But the Mont Blanc is 2, even 3 times more difficult. I can imagine. We wouldn't recommend it, given the weather conditions. Yes, Yevgeny, stay with the support group. All right, wait for us at home. Thank you. Can I accompany you? You want to take the ride up? Yes, go up and come back down. Definitely.
When you realize you can't make the climb, it's emotionally very difficult. As we said goodbye to the others, I felt like we're saying farewell forever, because I didn't know how it would end. I know they felt the same. I was sorry they had to go through not knowing how we're doing. God forbid to be the one waiting. It's better not to know that someone's in the mountains.
It takes incredible self-motivation to make the climb. In the mountains, danger lurks behind every corner, even for professionals. Our expedition is briefly eclipsed by breaking news. 2 people have just lost their lives on the same route as our climbers. However, the decision is final. Onward to Mont Blanc.
I hope I don't get fat.
Everything's open for the moment. See those people climbing the cosmic ridge?
I guess I'm afraid of not being able to handle the situation. I feel like a complete amateur. I had doubts if it's even possible. I was hoping the weather would get worse and not clear up. In that case, we wouldn't even consider climbing.
Le Refuge des Cosmiques is a mountain hut in the Mont Blanc Massif at an altitude of 3,613 meters, Built in 1990, it has become very popular among climbers, providing easy access to various summits. This will be the next destination of our journey.
If you start slipping, place your right leg at a 45-degree angle.
I'm ready.
Could I have a piece? That's too small. Excellent. Good night. Hop. I wasn't prescribed a second chemotherapy. I didn't have the radiation either. They'd already treated the left side, which impaired my running. I used to run long distances, 42 kilometers and more. If they treat my right side, I'm left with no lung. I choose to live a shorter life of quality rather than lie around with the years going by just existing. That's why I chose virotherapy. It didn't harm neither the quality of life nor my health. Being with the disease, I don't think about it a lot anymore. The quality and intensity of life have definitely increased. Pre-cancer, I had two lives. The first was school, orienteering on the Latvian national team, and distance skiing. Then there's family. I have two daughters. We lived in the country, we had a farm. I'm from Jelgava. We had 28 cows. We processed the milk ourselves and we had our own store. It was a wheel that kept on turning. You couldn't even feel the seasons change, constantly working, with hardly any time for yourself. My husband was diagnosed as well with gastric cancer. He was 33. We'd lived together about 12 years. I was there till the end. I closed his eyes. So when I got it, I wasn't at all shocked. Richards was there with me during the first surgery in 2012. If it weren't for his support, I would have jumped in front of a train. It was very hard. But you have to live in the now, because you don't know how much is left and how much you'll manage to do. Thanks. I'll take my medicine as well. It feels like Christmas. Those headlamps look like Christmas lights. You see those first little lamps so high up and you think, what's taking me so long? They were just here. Then you look below at the rest of the lamps and see that they still have a while to go.
The first elevation of the Mont Blanc Midi route is 650 vertical meters, a considerable altitude. Parts of the route are steep slopes of snow and ice. This first elevation often makes people think they won't make it any further. They are willing to turn around and go back because it's too hard.
5 steps ago I thought it was over. My legs were done. My right leg was cramping. It's not easy. We reached the first elevation in 2 hours. That's a very good pace. My weakness nearly got me. I was lagging behind. Christine said we'd be taking 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wished she hadn't counted. 8 was horrible.
Well, Indra, how is it?
It was difficult.
Really?
I've started cursing. Indra said she was going to stop at the first elevation. Then I thought, the worst is over. Might as well.
The pace is too fast, I'm going too fast. I kept telling them, they are the problem, not my pace. It's a matter of training. We were moving so slow. I was worried if we needed to make any decisions. But Indra pulled herself together and stopped thinking about going back. Then came the second elevation, which was no easier. It's 400 vertical meters higher and involves crossing a serac. The end is the steepest and technically most challenging, with a snow and ice-covered slope at about 50 degrees.
Our virotherapy flag got stuck right when I hardly knew what's happening. With me on all fours going up this vertical wall. We've been told how to tie ourselves in, but it's easily forgotten when you don't do it every day. I'd forgotten everything. They told me if they were going to see me that night, it would be okay, whatever. To me, it's better to disappear into a crack rather than palliative care. That first elevation was incredible. We've yet to see what's what. It's good that we haven't already.
I agree.
I'm not worried. The night was rough, though. Our initial pace was too fast, but it was for the best.
My thoughts exactly. That start was too much.
But it worked out. Linda, it's cold, isn't it? You're freezing.
All right, Martin, feet aching? Just my right one stopped functioning.
I want to reach the top and then see how I get down. First I have to continue. There's so little left. It's very hard. It's hard. You keep thinking you can't do it. I wanted to stop, but I reminded myself that I'd already overcome 2 enormous challenges. So how could I not finish this one, the easiest one? It's the only way I could keep going. It was extremely difficult.
Life is a never-ending climb, and it's up to us to choose the next stepping stone. We've all been gifted with the driving spirit of a seeker that propels us to live life to the fullest. Have faith in that spirit. Even when the weight of the world seems too hard to bear, it will guide you into the mountains, make you dance and sing, and give you courage to go after whatever you want.
You're heroes, you really are. To climb up there, to be up there, you realize how difficult and dangerous it was, only once it's over. My son asked me if I made it to the top of the mountain. I said I made it up several, just not the big one. Didn't have enough strength. But you made other breakthroughs. I love that we didn't moan about and share horror stories about our experiences. We were just people talking.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for linking us together with this rope. This connection is for life. When joined together, we can beat cancer and death itself.
The expedition Climb for Cancer. The goal of a lifetime was pursued and reached. While conquering their personal summits, each patient has also bravely shared their battle with cancer. Life is a serious endeavor, but luckily we can decide on its twists, tastes, and colors. And so we choose. We follow our choices. We inspire others. We live.
I bow my head before God and pray that all those enormous resources invested in military conflicts are used to eliminate this disease from the earth.